Alright, ladies and gentlemen, your favorite narcissistic demon is here for you. Mr. Lucifer himself. How you guys doing? My name is Seth, business and spiritual consultant, and we're going in, and we're going in relentlessly. So you just checked out the video about the ties between the Illuminati and the Vatican. I hope that was enjoyable. Now, I picked a name out of a hat, and I decided to speak about this guy a little bit, Mr. George Soros. All right, Soros. I'll just call him Soros. It makes sense. Anyway, Mr. George Soros. Now you have to understand, man. You guys have to support me, man, because this kind of shit puts my life in danger. It puts my life in danger. Of course, when I'm dressed up like this, doesn't look like I'm like in any great danger. But I love this. But hey, still, you need to support, man, because this shit is still dangerous, man. So anyway, George fucking Soros. Like, a couple things you need to know about George Soros. Now, George Soros is a philanthropist. He's a businessman philanthropist, right? He's an investment banker. He was an investment banker, and now he's a philanthropist. Very rich. We all know that. One of the richest men on the planet. He does a lot of beneficiary work. A lot of humanitarian, giving money and stuff, right? But the thing is, you have to also know the dark side of Mr. George Soros. You have to know the dark side of Mr. George Soros, man. You have to know the dark. Okay. So anyways, man, I don't know about the first one, bro. I don't know about the first one. This is from the Daily Wire. Cause I hate to admit it, but when you're a businessman, man, sometimes, you get desperate and you do things, and sometimes you get caught and sometimes you don't get caught. So the first one, I'm kind of like iffy. Take that one with a grain of salt, man, because I'm an honest businessman. I'm an ethical businessman, but I'm a businessman. So you gotta be a hustler. You gotta be a hustler to be a businessman. You can't just rely on papers, man, because if you just rely on papers, you're gonna get screwed. You're gonna get screwed hardcore. All right, so you gotta have you have to have a gangster mentality when you're doing business. All right, you can't just be thinking, you gotta do this. That's why I'm a snake god. That's why I'm a Slytherin. I'm not. I don't do this. I do this. So take the one with a grain of salt, because just because I do this, that doesn't mean I'm a bad person. That doesn't mean I'm gonna hurt somebody. It doesn't mean shit. All right. So just relax. Just relax, because there's a lot of business people that are not bad people, and they do this. They don't do this. They do this. All right. That doesn't mean they're not bad people. All right. A lot of shit happens. All right. Anyway, since you're part of the family, you're part of the village anyway. You know what I'm talking about, right? So, anyways, Soros is a convicted felon. Soros was convicted of insider trading in France in 2002. A court determined that he had acted with the knowledge that the bank might be be a takeover target. This is according from Bloomberg. According to Bloomberg, the court ordered Soros to pay 2.2 million euros or 2.9 million in restitution. All right, so that was the least. I don't care about that one. To be honest, me personally, I don't really care about that. You can care about it all you want. Me, not really. Okay, now this is where shit hits the fan. Now this is where it gets serious. All right, this is where it gets serious. Sorrel comes from an anti-Semitic Jewish family and was a Nazi collaborator. This is something you need to know. This is one of his quotes. My mother was quite anti-Semitic and ashamed of being Jewish, Sorrel said in an interview with the CBS 60 Minutes. Given the culture in which one lived, being Jewish was a clear-cut stigma, disadvantage, a handicap, and therefore there was always the desire to transcend it, to escape it. So you have to understand the Illuminati is Ku Klux Klan, Jews, neo-Nazis, and all kinds of other things, right? Everybody's part of the Illuminati. So it doesn't matter if you're racist. It doesn't matter if you love every race. You can be a part of the Illuminati anyway. Doesn't matter, right? So you have to understand that. So that's just a clear indication. And neo-Nazis are are most of the time the most associated. The Ku Klux Klan and neo-Nazis are most associated with being Illuminati. Anti-Semitic, very rich and powerful man. I don't know. And he was a Nazi collaborator. Sorrell said in the interview that he did not feel any remorse about confiscating property from Jews as a teenager. I don't deny the Jews their right to a national existence, but I don't want to be part of it, Sorrell said. Yeah. God damn. That's savage right there, man. That's savage about that. So Sorrells later said in an interview that he did not feel any remorse about confiscating property from Jews as a teenager. I would not feel any remorse from confiscating things from Jews either. But would I say it in an interview? Hell no. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. You know, okay, I don't want to propagate hate speech. It's just a joke. It's just a joke. I don't care. I don't care if you're Jewish. I don't care if you're Muslim. I don't care if you're purple. I don't care if you're a purple guy that believes in the religion of boogers and flicking the boogers just like in the movie. You guys know what I'm talking about. Anyway, let's move on. Number 3. Soros basically funds the leftist mainstream media. The Media Research Center chronicled back in 2011 how Soros has tied to over 30 news outlets in mainstream media. For instance, okay, some of these people, by the way, don't work anymore at those places, and some of them actually still do. So I'm just saying, and they have very high position. For instance, at the time of the MRC report, the Soros-funded ProPublica Journalism Advisory Board featured the following journalists. There's a couple names, so get ready. Jill Abramson doesn't work there anymore. New executive editor of the New York Times, not anymore. Carrie Smith, senior vice president of editorial quality of ABC News, actually does still work there. Cynthia A. Tucker, the editorial of ABC News, still works there. New executive editor of the New York Times. This is high positions. Like, this is people that he inducted into these positions. Cynthia A. Tucker, the editorial of a page of the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. Like, Atlanta, there's something about Atlanta, right? Because the thing is, Atlanta is a special place. Like, these black people that live in Atlanta have no idea what's going on with themselves. They're special. America knows that there's something going on. I don't know, maybe they're positioned in the right space under, I don't know whose star or constellation, but there's something going on with Atlanta. These guys are futuristic. It's weird. I don't know what's going on there, man. But that's what they say. Somebody told me once, never underestimate people that come from the country, man. And it's fucking true, bro. It is fucking true. I don't know why people in the country are so fucking advanced, but it's weird. It's borderline weird. I used to live in the country, and I thought these people was like rednecks. You know what I mean? They're evolved. They're evolved people, and Atlanta's the same shit. I don't know why Atlanta has so much attention from the rest of the country, but you know, it's negative attention. because they're not letting them grow as a people, but at the same time, they're consistently targeting Atlanta, right? I never understood why. It has to have something with the people that live there or the way that they live. I don't know. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. But one thing I do know, these guys created grills. they created what's it called, the big dolos, the big dolo cars. They rap super fast, and they have weird music, things that other people never thought of doing exist in Atlanta for some fucking reason. What the fuck? Why is that? How is that? What's going on? Like, is there some kind of social plan? Like, see, what I'm thinking is the education in Atlanta is different from the education everywhere else in the world, and I think it's a social experiment. They did it on purpose. They gave some form of extra knowledge to Atlanteans, and that's why they always come up with new shit before everybody else does. That's what I think. That's why these guys are scrutinized. And these people out there, these black folks, they don't realize this shit. Like, they don't know. They don't get it. They don't get it. They don't understand. You know what I mean? Anyway, Abramson, who has since been fired from the Times, is now a columnist for The Guardian. Tucker is no longer the editor at the AGC from 2004, since 2014, I think. But is syndicated columnist and commentator. The following member of the media has also been on board or advisory board of Soros Group as well. Christiane Ampore, anchor of ABC Sunday morning political affair program. This week with Christiane Ampore. We all saw her a couple times. She still works there. A reliable lefty. She has called tax cut giveaways, Tea Party extreme, and Obama very Reagan-esque. And called Obama very Reagan-esque. Sorry, my bad. Matt Thompson, editorial, product manager at National Public Radio, and an adjunct faculty member at the prominent Poynter Institute. I have no idea what the fuck that is. Ben Sherwood, ABC News president and former Good Morning America executive producer. Caitlin Hall Jameson, author, and the Walter H. Annenberg Dean of the Annenberg School of Communication of the University of Pennsylvania. Right? Michelle Norris, host of NPR News Magazine, All Things Considered, public radio longest running national program. Phil Bronstein, director of content development and editor at large for Hearst newspaper. David Boardman, the Seattle Times. It doesn't say the position that he holds over there. Lane Downey, former executive editor of the Washington Post, now vice president. George Oysterkamp, CBS News producer, right? So there was this thing that's going on. I don't know if you guys checked that out recently, but there's people making YouTube videos about newscasters all saying the same thing repeatedly, like it's a script, from different areas, from different municipalities. I'm not gonna say country, but different municipality, bro. Like different states, bro. They're all repeating the same thing at the same time. There's a video where the guy, he puts like a bunch of squares together. All the squares are newscasters repeating the exact same script. Right? Amanpour is now the CNN chief international correspondent and host of Amanpour. Thompson is now the deputy editor of The Atlantic. Norris now works for the Race Card Project. Brostein has since left Hearst for a bigger role at Soros-funded Center Investigative Reporting, and Boardman is now a dean of the School of Media and Communication at Temple University. And this is the reason why I'm not an activist. That's the reason why I'm not an activist. Because all this activist activity is paid by and brought forth by the Illuminati. Period. That's why I'm not an activist. That's why I don't trust activism. That's why you shouldn't trust activism. Power of the mind, people. Power of the mind. Power of the mind. It's more important than you think. This is what they're doing all this shit for, to break your mind, which they probably have by now, but some of us still have our head screwed to our bodies. Additionally, the CRI list of the Washington Post, Salon, CNN, ABC News as media partners. Soros also fund the Clinton Allied Media Matter organization, which numerous media outlets, include Los Angeles Times and the New York Times, have used for content. Soros. Number 4. Soros created a shadow party of leftist organizations that basically have control of the Democrat Party. According to Discover the Networks, the McCain-Feingold law allowed for organizations called 527 committees, defined as independent groups that could produce issue-oriented ads, voter education initiative, get out the vote drives, and other party building activities that move the Democrat Party further to the left. Some of these organizations include MoveOn.org and Center of American Progress. So the Illuminati is not acting like the big bad guy right now. They're acting like the helpers right now. Before they were acting like the big bad guy, but now they have to rally everybody together. So now they're putting more, emphasis on the little people, just like they did with the French Revolution, right? With the Jacobins, the same thing happened. The same thing happened. The Jacobins was Illuminati circle, that rallied the small people, the blue collar workers, and the oppressed people, and made them create a revolution to go kill the nobles and go kill the rich people, so like that they would have control over everything else, because they're more organized than the blue collar workers. They're more organized than the little people. They're smarter and more clever than the little people, right? This is what they do. And you might think you're intelligent because you finished university and shit, but they still got one on you, because most people in university, they end up being activists, right? And those university folks, they're Illuminati. You're going to school with Illuminati people, man. It doesn't matter that you finished university. They're in your university too. They're here to recruit you. You get recruited as soon as you're in the university. Some guy, we're gonna fight for this and we're gonna fight for that. It's bullshit. You're being befuddled, man. You're being fooled. Soros is bankrolling Democratic presidential nominee Hillary Clinton. Investors Business Daily reports that Soros gave $9 million to pro-Clinton super PACs and was able to dictate State Department policy in Albania. Soros also recently had dinner with Clinton's Vice President Tim Kaine. Soros is connected with Donald Trump. Oh shit. Okay. Now that's one I don't like the most. I think this one with a great salt. Soros funded the building of Trump's International Hotel and Tower in Chicago to the tune of $160 million. In fact, the two had a cozy relationship at one point, according to the Daily Beast. In 2011, Trump even told conservatives to forget Soros, leave him alone, he's got enough problems. While Soros is committed to defeating Trump, he did help prop up Ohio. Oh, there we go. While Soros is committed to defeating Trump. I wonder why. He did prop up Ohio government John Kasich in the primary, siphoning off votes from Senator Ted Cruz and paving the way for Trump to win. It's not outside of the realm of possibility that Soros, believing his old buddy Trump wouldn't stand a chance against Clinton, made sure that he would be a nominee over Ted Cruz. Whatever. Take that one with a grain of salt. 7. Soros Open Society Foundation says that Europe's refugee crisis should be viewed as a new normal. A leaked memo from OSF states the following via Daily Caller: accepting the current crisis as the new normal and moving beyond the need to react, observing our partners as they respond and adjust to the new reality in light of the crisis in Europe and the Mediterranean. We see little attention given to the long-term planning and fundamentally new approaches to advocacy. The conclusion also stresses the need to fight back against growing intolerance towards migrants. For more on why the West shouldn't be accepting Syrian refugees, whatever. Okay. Accepting the new normal. Soros Open Society Foundation says the Europe refugee crisis should be viewed as a new normal. The new normal. Where we heard that before. What's up with these people in new normals? Why are they obsessed with new normals? Okay, that's pretty messed up. But, you know, Europe has a tendency to be very intolerant of migrants. You know, especially when we're talking about like the Dutch and people like that. They're pretty racist. I'm not gonna lie. Like, so there's something about the border. I mean, it's weird. I don't know. I don't hate Europeans, but they have this tendency to be very the politicians anyway. They have this tendency to be very intolerant. So yeah, yeah, that's pretty bad. Soros funds Black Lives Matter group. According to a Washington Times analysis of the Soros-funded OSF, hold on, wait a minute, because that one's pretty bad, man. Accepting the current crisis, a leaked memo from OSF state the following via the Daily Call: accepting the crisis, the new role, moving beyond the needs to react, observing our partners as they respond and adjust to the new reality in light of the crisis in Europe and the Mediterranean. We'll see little attention given to the long-term planning or fundamentally new approaches to advocacy. The conclusion also stressed the need to fight back against growing intolerance towards migrants. Well, yeah. So that one grain of salt, actually. Soros funds Black Lives Matter. Now that's crazy. Soros funds Black Lives Matter groups. Plural. According to Washington Times analysis of the Soros-funded OSF tax return, the organization gave at least $33 million to Black Lives Matter groups in 1 year. In 1 year, $33 million. Boom, large lump sum. And what Black Lives Matter group? They got the police defunded and all kinds of nonsense. They're connected with the LGBTQ community. That's the worst community right now to be connected to, man. These guys are out here trying to kill us, trying to kill humanity. Want to be connected to the LGBTQ, but of course you don't care because you're part of the village. All of this is okay with you. You're part of the village, so you don't care. So I'm basically talking to myself right now. Right? Anyway, 33 million to Black Lives Matter group in 1 year. The Daily Beast attempted to cover for Soros, but their story was based on OSF simply denying they fund Black Lives Matter and trying to claim that it would be impossible to track the 33 million. Right. Okay. Soros funding has a tendency to benefit himself. Washington Free Beacon reports. While Soros has increased his multi-million-dollar investment in both U.S. and foreign companies that extract shale oil gas, the Obama administration has championed natural gas as a less carbon-intensive bridge fuel towards a clean energy future. The administration proposal to offer incentive to companies that use truck powered by natural gas would benefit Westport Innovation, a company that converts diesel engine for natural gas use and is partially owned by Soros hedge funds. Soros' political advocacy also tends to blend with his investment. He proposed in 2009 that developed countries create a green fund to combat climate change in developing countries by directing billions from the International Monetary Fund, the IMF, towards forestry, land use. The agricultural project Soros Fund controls more than 200 million stakes in Adeco Agro, a Luxembourg-based company that owns hundreds and thousands of acres of farmland in South America and would benefit from the IMF cash infusion. Dang. That shit's cray. That shit is cray. So this is one of the richest men on the planet. And he is part of this so-called cabal. We got a fascist multi-billionaire owner of inducted many people in the biggest news and media outlets, including education, all over the country. You know, he went to Nigeria. He went to do something in Nigeria too. I think he bought like something in Nigeria. I don't know what he bought in Nigeria. But I think he recently bought something in Nigeria, man. Or maybe he owns Nigeria, period. Who knows? So you know. We know, bro. We know. So these guys, they're doing all their little scheming, and their strings are being pulled because they're little puppets and shit, and they don't even know that they're gonna get in the face pretty soon. You know what I mean? The storm is coming. The storm is coming. It's coming hard, and it's coming soon. You know, it's way worse than anybody think it will be, bro. But hey, there's some of you guys I like, man. There's a lot of cool artists and things like that, man. You know, if your karma's good, if you've been walking a straight path, you'll make it, bro. If you was just here to collect a check, you'll make it, man. But for some people that participated in the complete destruction of humanity and sacrifices and all that garbage, you know, basically the people that wronged you your entire life, these people are not gonna get away with this. They're not getting away with this. We know the truth is out here, and we know. And like I told you before, you really think, and what I mean is, you really think that this guy, right, that owns all these things, just one dude, you really think Christianity was unable to do anything about that, right? It's just one guy. Of course, it's not just him. But I'm just saying, let's imagine George Soros was the only one doing all this, right? You really think it'd be that hard to take him out? Are you fucking serious? Like, you know what that means? That means everybody knows. So all your high-ranking archiveks, all your high-ranking religious zealots, all your high-ranking Christians, high-ranking Catholics, high-ranking, you know, I'm gonna say Muslim, but in a different country, and I'm not talking about Israel or something like that, or a country like that, or Pakistan or whatever, right? The people in the Muslim in your country, the high-ranking officers, the high-ranking priests or rabbis or whatever, they're all in on this, man. They're all in on this. Where do you think they get this money from, bro? He's not spending his money on, you know, cancer or things like that. He's spending his money on getting people that he wants to be in positions where he can dictate, or somebody else can dictate, because it's not necessarily him. He just has the money to pay these guys, and that doesn't mean that he has a narrative, right? So he just puts them there because he has a face and he has a name, and then the shadow guy, the guy behind the guy, he tells them, he comes in, walks into the office posing as an intern, but in actuality he works for the cabal and shit, and he's like, here's the script that you have to do, because we have a common friend that got you into this position, right? So you know what's going on, son. So here's the script, you say this and everything will be fine, peace out, right? This is how this is how this game is played. You know, the thing about the mafia is, no puns intended, but the thing about the mafia, one thing you learn when you're in the mafia is to not take money from the same guy that, you know what I mean? You gotta have a middleman. You gotta have a middleman, bro. Because if you ordered something and then you're paying for the thing you ordered and somebody catches you paying for the thing you ordered, you're guilty as hell. But if somebody pays, you know, instead of you, if that guy get caught, he can just say, man, I don't know, it's just the guy that gave me money and I was just doing the pickup, you know, and bada bing, bada boom. You know, they're doing the same thing. They're doing the same thing. So anyway. So yeah, I knew there was something about Nigeria. It's in that George Soros has his eye on the presidential election, slated for March 28th. The billionaire's substantial economic interest in Africa's largest country, directed through Helios Investment Partners hedge fund, right? So he's in Africa too for some reason. Like I know he's been buying some stuff in Africa too. I don't know why. I don't know why. That's from 2015. Sorry, my bad. That's from 2015, so that's a long time ago. But I'm gonna find it. I'll find it. He's probably gonna pop up in the news pretty soon anyway, talking about something about Africa and everything. So, just saying. So, anyways, man, you know, and I'm not done with you, man. I'm not done with you. We got plenty more. We got all you got. There's so much information about these people out here. I don't even understand how they're still walking around, dude. Like, this is beyond me, bro. Like, it's ridiculous. But you know how. You know how. Because you enable them. Because you help them. You enable them. When you're doing your movies and you're doing your little pedophilia jokes and BS philosophies, when you're infiltrating the media trying to scare people into submission and all that nonsense. That's why they're still walking around, because you're compliant. You believe in God, you believe in Jesus Christ, so you're a little drone, part of my language, no puns intended. So you're a little drone and you're compliant, and you will bow your head to your master, and whatever he tells you to do, you're gonna do it. That's why they're still walking around and nobody does nothing. And then all you guys, you think you're great, you think you're good for ganging up on the little girl. You think you're great for ganging up on a guy by himself. You think you're great because of that shit. You ain't shit. You ain't shit. You're not even worth the crust off of my boots. You're a puppet. You're a puppet. You're useless. You're useless. You're not even useful to humanity. You're wasting people's oxygen. Because there's some people that actually like to breathe air. There's people out here that actually are creative. There's people out here that actually knows about business. There's people that enjoy business. You know, there's people that enjoy art. There's people that enjoy a whole bunch of things. There's people that enjoy things that have to do with the mind. They don't enjoy things that have to do with their hands. They enjoy things that have to do with the mind, bro. But you can't use your mind nowadays. You can't use it. That's the most dangerous weapon you ever had. This is a nuclear fucking disaster waiting to happen. To these people, it is. To these people, it is. Your brain is a nuclear device that they're trying to shut off. Literally. I mean that in the literal sense. They're and you know, in the movies where they're cutting the red wire and the green wire, that's your brain. That's your brain that they're trying to cut the wires in your brain so you don't blow up. That's why every time you're trying to manifest, you know, some cool shit like a Maserati, you hit a fucking wall. And all of a sudden your manifestation disappears. Or you get too scared to ask for something else because you don't want other people to think that they're going to be in danger because everybody saw what the fuck happened when you hit the wall, and you don't want to scare people more than they're already scared because that shit's kind of fucked up anyways. Whether you like it or not. Whether you're not afraid of anything or not, that shit's still fucking crazy. Right? And you're trying to be the president of the United States, and you can't be the president of the United States if you're scaring the shit out of everybody. God damn it. So anyways, this video is too damn long. My name is Seth. Subscribe, leave a like, share. Let's get in. Let's go in. Let's go in relentlessly, man. Let's do this. Let's do this shit. Peace out.